And that I think Drake versus Kendrick is the greatest battle rap on record to me. Like Drake versus Kendrick, it gave us everything and more.
So in the battle between Kendrick and Drake, who do
Mhm.
you personally feel won?
I think now there's a couple ways you could break that down.
Right.
Okay, I think music wise it was a tie, but I think strategy wise that's why Kendrick won. I kid you not. I was kicking it with a young lady. If she ever see this, Whitney, what up?
Damn, you dropping names.
Yeah, Whitney, that's my homegirl. Yeah, we was cool. So Whitney, that's my homegirl. So I was dating a girl named Whitney at this time. That just was going on. And so we was talking about it as it was going on. And I kid you not, Chop. This is the night. I don't remember the names of the records or whatever. But Drake had just dropped one. Maybe the one where he sounded like Tupac. That one.
Oh, the Tupac Snoop Dogg one that he did the AI
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to the girl Whitney, and I'm like, Whitney, you know what I would do? I said if I was Kendrick. I said if I no, I didn't even say if I was Kendrick. I said if I was in this battle, and then she was like, what? I said immediately after Drake or Kendrick dropped something, I would drop something literally like 15 minutes later. Because we're so much in a right now culture that it didn't matter at a certain point what Kendrick dropped. Remember when he dropped the joint the same night Drake dropped that joint? That's when Kendrick won. The shock factor of Drake just dropped something. Wait a minute. It's a new Kendrick song out. He took all the momentum and put it back on him in the same night. That's when he won. And not like us didn't even come out yet. You know what I'm saying? It was like just that one chess move, and he's a smart cat. Because I literally told the girl I was kicking it with at the time, I was like, that's what I would do. I said I'd have one already in the chamber and I'd drop it the same night. So while people is like, oh shit, such and such said this, just the sheer spectacle of I dropped something right after you is gonna take everybody's attention away from whatever you did. It didn't matter what Kendrick was saying at that point. It was just the fact of, damn, like it sent a message. The message that Kendrick sent by dropping something that same night was, I'm with it. I want all the smoke. I'm with the shits. Like it's on. Like I'm not playing with you. Like it was like when you get a whooping as a kid. We used to get whoopings, and my grandfather he'll hold your arm up and whoop your ass like that with the belt. That's what Kendrick did that night. It was like, oh, he didn't grab his arm and like whooped his ass. Like, like damn. So, so I'm like, damn, it let everybody know, oh shit. Like this motherfucker ain't bullshitting. So it was like, that was to me when he won. So I think music wise, it was a tie because real shit, bro. Like 2 months ago, when I was laying down, I went back and listened to Drake's like joints that he had at Kendrick. This motherfucker was snapping. Like Drake was snapping like the entire time. It's shit that I listened to in them joints that he dropped where I'm like, damn, I didn't even catch this. And it still took me to now to catch what he said. And it was so, and then the fact that you got to look at Drake was going at six different people, like bow, bow, bow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had to shoot off a whole army, considering Drake held his own by himself and he had to like defend himself against like fucking 7 artists at one time. And then these ain't like B-level artists. This is Kendrick Lamar, Rick Ross, Metro Boomin, Future, ASAP Rocky. Like, damn, like this is like the all-star team against just one dude. So I
The
think
Monstars.
it was the fucking Monstars, bro. It was. And the fact that Drake held his own, bro, I think that that's respectable. So I say, music wise, I call it even. When I listen to those tracks back to back, when you go Drake, Kendrick, and you listening to the records, they both snapping. The lyrically, Kendrick didn't demolish Drake as bad as everybody thought he did. It's just that when that Meet the Parents and when those shits came out back to back to back, it was you was getting hit in the face with the momentum. It was more so the momentum of those records and the way Kendrick released them is what was the checkmate for Drake. It
It
was
was the
how he did it.
strategy.
Yeah, he beat him with strategy. So I think music, it was a tie. Strategy, Kendrick won. And then with Super Bowl and the pop out and all that shit, Kendrick obviously won overall. So I think he won with strategy. I don't necessarily think when you go back and listen lyrically that it was like he just demolished Drake. No, he didn't. It was two of the greatest rap artists of this generation going back and forth, and they gave us a show. And that, I think, Drake versus Kendrick is the greatest battle rap on record to me. Like Drake versus Kendrick, it gave us everything and more that you want from you gotta think, man. Jay-Z and Nas, all respect, but they gave us like what it was like, what Takeover, then Ether, then Super Ugly, and then Nas, I think, maybe mentioned threw a couple shots at Hove later. Hove maybe threw a couple shots, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like all these bars is for you. These this is for one person. Like, and then you got casualties, J. Cole bowing out. The theater of this whole battle,
It's like a soap
the
opera.
it was a fucking soap opera. Like every day you was checking your phone to see what was going on. So I go on record and saying Kendrick Lamar versus Drake is the greatest battle rap by two recording artists. You know what I'm saying? That I've ever seen in my lifetime.
You know what though? Like, I'm a bigger Kendrick fan than Drake fan, but I
Mhm.
will say though I appreciate and respect Drake's songwriting ability because the way
Mhm.
he structures music and stuff, like you could tell he's just studied other genres, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like his song, what was it? Family Matters didn't get
Yes.
enough respect the
Right.
way that because that shit went hard.
It went dumb hard.
Yeah,
He
it went
took
hard.
bro, the Family Matters. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Family Matters was the Drake joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Meet the Grams is the Kendrick joint.
Yeah. Meet the Grams
Okay.
sounded like super eerie and like crazy, right? But what's
Yeah.
so funny is like you're totally right about the strategy because even after he had released Meet the Grams and then all of a sudden he dropped Not Like Us. Do you
Mm.
remember that clip of Academics? He was like, another one, and like he's like
Yep.
exhausted in his
Yep.
fucking chair. He's like, I can't keep doing this. And then that's why it seemed like Drake lost to a certain extent too, because when he came back with the Heart 6, he sounded tired, bro. He sounded like I'm done with
Yes.
this. Like
I'm done.
it's just too much, you know. And he even
Yep.
said like, I know you got another 1,000 records waiting. Like he even
Yep.
said that about
Yep.
Kendrick, you know.
Yep.
But it's funny because I had interviewed Jay Hood recently, and he said if you go back and look at it lyrically, he personally feels that Drake was wittier than Kendrick was. But I think that you're right that people look at it, and I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm just saying though, like overall, I think though that the general consensus is that Kendrick won because of everything involved.
Yeah. All encompassing.
Yeah.
You know that expression when they say, you might not remember what people said to you, but you remember the way they made you feel.
Mm.
The night Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, the same time Drake dropped that song, Kendrick made us feel something. Remember when you just described Meet the Grams, you said it felt eerie.
Yeah.
He made you feel. So I remember that night where I was like, damn, I almost sunk down in my chair, like, oh shit. Like, oh my, this shit getting crazy. And then Not Like Us coming the next day, it was like he made you feel something. And that was the thing. And then, like you said, like at that point, it wasn't no winning. And Drake, you could literally hear him being tired. He was tired of this shit. And Kendrick seemed like honestly, I feel like just real shit. I feel like Kendrick been wanting this since the 2000, what was the same year that I was in the cipher on the BET Awards. It was like 2013, 2014, where Kendrick was saying, and nothing been the same since I took that sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. He was throwing shots at Drake in 2013. Like, and it looked like he wanted it. Like I remember watching that night, like, damn. I'm like, he wanted with Drake. Like, I'm like, and he's been ready for this and preparing for this seemingly since back then.
Or remember when he said I'm the king of New York, right? And
Yes.
the control verse. And
Yes.
and Drake definitely was in his feelings about that control verse because he was like, yo, like, you know, if you got like I forgot what he said, but it was kind of along the lines of like if you got a problem, just say it. Like, you know, why you gonna say that you cool with us, but then like you really want to destroy us, that type of thing, you know? But like Kendrick was really on the competition type of shit, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he come from that. He come from that cloth. Same cloth that I grew up with, like, and cut from that. That's just how we came up. Battling, and you want that number one spot. And every song you get on, you make sure you own it and make sure you kill whoever on the song. Like, it's just I think it was friendly competition. And whoever knows what goes on behind the scenes and what interactions they personally had. But I think when you add the competitive nature of hip hop into whatever behind the scenes chatter and pillow talking, who was doing with what, it just kind of made that shit explode into what we saw. But I go on record as saying that's the greatest hip hop battle that I've ever seen play out.
I thought though it was ridiculous when people were saying that Not Like Us is the best diss track of all time though. I felt like people were really prisoners of the moment when they
Of the
said that,
moment.
and
Yes.
I was like, damn, like, like J Hood described it really well, that he knew strategy wise, like he made a hit record out of a diss track. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like it was just everywhere. So like even if you just had to rock with it, almost even kids was singing it, like just like it was, then you singing it at the Super Bowl, and he got that meme with that smile on his face. He's like, "Say Drake," like it's just like it
Yeah.
just became too much shit, bro. Like it was just
It
too
was
much.
it was, man. Going back to just what I said, that when not after he gained the momentum, when he dropped the record the same night Drake did, and then to immediately come with Not Like Us. And now we all know Not Like Us, like we all know the words to it. But the first time we all heard A minor and the got a weird case, why is he around? All these lines after you just heard the Meet the Grams and he dropped it on the same night, and we still trying to process Meet the
We're
Grams.
still digesting it.
Yeah, we said, and then he just hit us again. It was like he made us all feel something. So yeah, it was like that's what it's the moment. But also to some people in this generation, it might be for them. Like, going back to my analogy that we all hear things different. So for some people, it could be. But you know what I mean. But yes, I definitely think that he created a powerful moment that that we ain't gonna never forget. I tell you that shit.
You're right though, right? Because a lot of times when newer generations, they don't realize that older artists had to crawl for new artists to run, to walk, to walk, to run. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like Jay-Z and Nas, like maybe they listen to it now, they're like, oh, this sounds so old or whatever. But at the time, the way when it was released, the way it made us feel, you know what I mean? When nothing to that level yet that we've seen or whatever, right? It's different. It's always different when you were experiencing it in the actual moment and you was alive to see it, and it's always different, right?
Yep.